In this video, I go over how we're raising our multilingual child. The concepts I go over in this video works for both bilingual and trilingual families, and of course, we try our best to keep everything Montessori aligned or inspired. It's never too early to start teaching your child a second or third language. In fact, the earlier the better. Maria Montessori believed that the initial 6 years of a child's life are crucial for a child's language development. The minds are like sponges during this time, so it makes it the perfect time to teach them different languages. During this sensitive period, toddlers will take in additional languages without much effort, but it will take some effort from us adults to provide language in a consistent way. The approach that my family is taking is one person, one language. There are tons of scenarios of different multilingual families. Let's use my family as an example. We speak 3 different languages in my household. My wife speaks Vietnamese and English, while I speak Cantonese and English. So that means that my wife doesn't understand Cantonese and I don't understand Vietnamese. In a situation like this, my wife speaks to my son primarily in Vietnamese, and I speak to my son primarily in Cantonese. Naturally, this leaves English as a language my wife and I talk to each other with. It basically breaks down to the mother's language, the father's language, and then a family language. This approach works for bilingual families as well. For example, if one parent speaks Spanish and English and another only English, then one parent will speak Spanish to the child and the other will speak English, which also leaves English as the family language. While it may sound a bit simple, the hardest part is being consistent. I still struggle with it myself, but I have gotten much better lately. When I'm alone with Alistair, it is really easy for me to only speak Cantonese to him. But when my wife's around, I found that many times I default back to English because I want my wife to understand what I'm saying to my son. It's not inherently bad, as this way everyone understands each other, but chances are my son is already exposed to English much more than the other 2 languages we're trying to teach him. We want to make sure that we expose the child to the other languages as much as possible as well. Ideally, the activities you have for your child are also available in languages your family is speaking, but I know that this is difficult for several reasons. Finding Montessori-inspired material in different languages isn't exactly easy, at least here in the US. This is where you can make your own activities. One of the more simple ones to make are flashcards. You can do this with things like animals or different objects. Here, my wife printed out pictures of different family members with English on the front, and on the back contains the corresponding word in either Vietnamese or Chinese. We do have Chinese characters on the back, but there's a slight problem. I may be fluent in Cantonese, but my reading and writing comprehension of it is pretty elementary. This makes it hard for me to find materials in Chinese for my son, as I can't teach him something I don't know myself. I found that a good workaround to this is that when I'm reading him books, I translate it to Cantonese myself. The story might not always be 100% exact, but the words and sentences generally correspond to the pictures. This way I'm able to expose him to more Cantonese even when I don't have actual activities in Chinese. I know some parents worry that teaching their child multiple languages might lead to a language delay, but studies show that this doesn't cause any confusion or language delays. Sometimes it might seem like there's a delay. For example, a monolingual child of 18 months might know 10 words, but the bilingual child at the same age might only know 5 words in one language and 5 words in another. It might appear that the language level is a bit lower, but they both know 10 words in total. Let me know down below in the comment section if you have any questions on how I'm teaching my son multiple languages. Make sure to subscribe to my channel for more Montessori-inspired content. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to give me a thumbs up, and I'll catch you next time.